Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to cover how do you not hate your business as an entrepreneur. Have you ever felt like, man, I kind of hate my business right now. I love it, but I hate it. It's this like love-hate relationship. I've had it before where, it feels like a roller coaster. Like you get some wins and then all of a sudden you're getting punched in the face and you can't figure out why. Or it might be like a time vampire. No matter how much time you're putting in, it's just not enough and it's not going the way that you want it to go. There's actually a concept that we use in our business. It's a universal truth for business. We call it the one truth. That's just the name that we use for it. The one truth is essentially having one way that we do things, one way that we do processes, one way that we do procedures, one way that we service customers, one record for a customer. So there's one place that you can go, one way that things get done. There's not multiple ways. And you can think, well, yeah, that's kind of obvious. But I will guarantee you, if you start digging and looking, you're going to find that there's things that are unclear and it's not defined. There is one way of doing this. So you can have one truth for customers, for example. So if your sales team are reaching out to people and everybody has a different process, a different system for doing it, you don't have a one truth. If people save notes sometimes and they don't save notes other times, if there are recordings sometimes and not other times, if there are various places that proposals get stored and you have to track them down and find them, all those things would indicate you're missing a one truth based on your customers. Also, what about the finance side? Have they paid for a service? When did they last pay you for a service? What is the contact information of the people in the company? All this stuff contributes to whether you actually have a one truth or not. And when we're in the middle of all this craziness going on in our business and we're dealing with all these problems and challenges, you can think, I don't have time to sit here and work out something that's so simple. And I'll have another video on that we're going to get into. But just to give you another couple areas that you can really think with on this one truth thing. Policies and procedures. Is there one truth for the way that you do things? Your staff have one place that they can go where your policy and procedures are stored. I talk to a lot of business owners where it's like, yeah, I have this all worked out. Great. Where is it? Google Drive. And then do you find yourself having a hard time finding these things? Do your staff have a hard time finding how to do them? Well, yeah, it basically becomes a dumping ground for how to do a bunch of things, but nobody ever refers to it afterwards. Because the challenge with something like Google Drive, Dropbox, any of those things for policies and procedures is everything equals everything. For example, if you're an agency and you get an email signature image from one of your clients from years ago, that file has the same importance and value as a policy. There is no differentiation in the eyes of Google Drive, in the eyes of Dropbox, because they're not built for that. They're built for file storage. And just storing tons and tons and tons of files, they're amazing for that. But differentiating policies and procedures from every other random document that a business can accumulate is actually really important. So where does that go? And that contributes to one truth. If you're a service-based company, what are the services? What does each service include? What is your pricing for those services? There's going to be a whole series of videos on each of these points that we're going to go over. But I wanted to give you an idea of where you can automatically think, no, I have a one truth. We have one way we do things. But you start to really dig into how people are doing it, and you're going to find they are doing it different ways. And so the biggest underlying thing that we're going for is consistency of product, consistency of process, consistency of service. Because if we don't have consistency, we cannot build a stable organization. You don't have to have necessarily the absolute best, top of the line service that anybody ever delivered in your industry. And a lot of us get passionate and in love with our services, and we think that it has to be the absolute best that anybody ever delivered. It doesn't have to be across the board the best that anybody ever delivered. I would argue that McDonald's does not have the absolute best hamburger that has ever been produced, yet they're pretty big. So the point being, if we can get consistency, we can build something that we can grow. We can build something we can measure. We can build something that starts to reduce stress, doesn't become a roller coaster, allows you to grow, and that you can actually build a business that you're really excited about having. And you don't have that love-hate relationship. Yes, there's always going to be tough things that you have to work through, especially as you get into new stages of growth. But if you can really focus on one truth, you're going to find you are more calm, you're more stable, you're able to grow, you will be happier, and your staff will be happier. I'll see you guys in the next one.